Today I'm going to talk to you about fit and specifically about what happens when you've made a coat. When they're standing there, it just seems like it's a good fit. But what can happen as soon as they start moving, you start to see some problems. So I'm going to get into some photographs to show you what I'm talking about. So here's a coat that I made for a dog, a coat that was already made. So they thought it fit perfectly. It seemed as though the fit was really good. It was a good length on the dog, seemed like it was a good fit across the chest. But what happened is once it started moving, let me just go through a few of the other photos here. Once the dog sat down, you can see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. You can see that there's some stress going on here. See where the join is right here? You can start to see some of these wrinkles. So as the dog sat down, it started to get tighter across the chest. So that was the first point that they realized that there was a little bit of a problem. And then I'll put on to the next one. And when we're looking at this one too, and I'm going to zoom in again, you can see that the dog, right around again in this area in here, once the dog started sitting down, you can see there's some stress points. So stress point around the head, where the hood area attaches, like the top of the coat attaches to the chest portion, and also down here where the bottom of the chest portion attaches to the coat. So what happens, as I've said before, when a dog coat doesn't fit quite properly, what it'll do is it'll push the coat into the area that is the most stressed. So the chest area in this particular circumstance is the most tight in the measurement and in fit of the coat. And so the whole coat is kind of being pulled into that direction. When the dog was standing there, it looked great, but as soon as it gets sitting down or walking or moving, it starts pulling into the direction where the chest is. So you can really, as the dog is walking, you can see its front paw is ahead. It's starting to move in this, and you can really start to see those wrinkles here, those stress points. When it was sitting, the stress point was kind of right around where the chest joined the coat at the bottom. But as it starts walking, the stress point is around the neck area. The other thing that the dog owner told me is while it was moving and walking, she would come back from a walk and she would find that the dog's fur all on its chest was super matted. And that was because this really tight chest area here was rubbing and rubbing and rubbing while it was walking. And she ended up having all these feathers on the front of the dog were quite matted. So that was really a problem. So what we ended up doing was a fairly simple change. So I ended up taking out the chest panel and just replacing the chest panels. I took out this portion here and I replaced it with something that was wider. And once this was changed on the coat, then it became much more comfortable. It doesn't rub on the dog anymore. And it ended up being a really good fit for the dog. So it worked out really well. So I'm just going to go to the overhead camera because I just want to show you on the pattern what I did with this coat to fix it.